So now we have to create get items. So let's do it. But prior to that, I need to copy some of the code that we will use over here. And the code is this one. So I will copy this line of code, and better I will copy the entire try catch block, and then we will change accordingly. So over here I will come back and I will copy this one, and I will come over here, paste it. Now for the get items, I need to change inside the request URL. So I will tell question mark and I will mention expand equal to fields. The next change we need to do, instead of post, we need to change it to get. So we will mention get over here. Once we get the response, then we will process it. So what kind of processing we will do? We will capture the response and put it inside the array. So for that reason, I am going to define something called var list items equal to empty array. And now over here, I will write into dot then, and within then, I am going to specify the response. This is the response which is being returned by our get method. Once we get this response, I will process it. So I will get this response and I will process it like this way. I will write response dot value, because my data is sitting inside the value array. There is an array called value and which has the data. So I will iterate those data like this. I will tell value dot for each, and then I will grab the item one by one, and then I will process it. So I will tell element and I will process that element over here. I will tell it like this is going to be an anonymous function, and within that I'm going to specify over here let. So this response value contains the record, that is an object, and that object contains ID, title, email, batch, level of knowledge, all those information, and that we want to grab it. So how we will grab it? Let's look into that. I will define let, and over here I will mention ID, title, email, batch, level of knowledge. So all these are the columns inside the SharePoint list, if you remember that. And this is the way I am destructuring it. This is the ES6 syntax. If you want to learn about this syntax, you have to go through my Mastering Modern JavaScript. In that course, I have thoroughly explained all the syntax, ES6 syntax in a more detailed manner. So if I want to grab the data, so I will destructure it. So I will tell that elements dot fields, because my data is inside the fields object. So I am extracting that, and what I am extracting? I am extracting these 5 values with the help of destructuring syntax. Anyway, let's proceed further. Another thing which I want to talk about, this ID field. So the ID which is coming as a string, so we need to convert it into a number. So over here I will tell var id equal to number. I will cast it with this number function, and I will tell number id. And next I will push all these objects inside the array which we have created, that is called list items. So let me do that. So how I will do that? I will tell list items dot push, and within that I am going to specify the object, and our object contains ID, title, email, batch, and level of knowledge. There is a spelling mistake, so let me grab this one and paste it over here. So now this is okay. At last we need to return it. So let's return it. I will come over here, and prior to this catch block, we need to return it. So I will tell return list items. So what it will do, it will grab the response, and within the response there is a value array, and it will iterate through all the values, and it will grab the ID, title, email, batch, level of knowledge field, and then it will convert the ID as it is a string, and that it will convert to the number, and then it will make an object, and that object it will push to array, and at last it will send the list items, and we are done with the get items. So this is what it is doing. So now let's save it and let's proceed further.